You know, the story of the Bible said that before there was a fall, there was pride. As I look at the Medellin Drug Cartel, looking back, you know, for many, many years, and there, there is no such thing as the Medellin Drug Cartel, but we were named that by the United States government that put together a different group of individuals that were all drug dealers or, drug lords in Colombia and just went ahead and put us all as the Medellin Drug Cartel because doing that, they're able to have one common enemy. But as I look at every one of those groups, and they're all gone today, I say one thing that they all had in common. Most of those drug lords had tremendous pride. But the interesting thing about it that it's fine to have pride in a positive way where you're proud of what you have achieved in life, but where you're proud of the things that you have gone through in life and survived. But that pride that makes you feel that you're like God, that you're better than anybody else. That pride that creates enormous lust in your heart for others, for what others have. I look at Pablo Escobar. There's two things that was horrific about him. I mean, many, many things. But two of the things that ended up bringing him down was that his pride would not allow him to permit the belief or the thought that anyone was better than him, even though there were people that were much bigger, much wealthier, just did not want to have that publicity. See, it was his pride that made him want to be up front. The rest of the people say, hey, let him take the heat. It was his pride that made him say, I created all this, when in fact, every member of the other group had to contribute money. And we're fine with contributing money to him. He was fighting the extradition, and at the same time, taking all the heat. But if you look at his life, he was so proudful. I remember one incident where on a Christmas day, this other guy that I worked with, really a great, great guy, made a comment. Pablo has got all the fame, but I got all the money. And it was true. Pablo had him killed. Shortly after that, and then killed every single one of his brothers and boy or male children. Very, very sad. But it was that pride that made him feel better and bigger than anybody else. That pride that if someone questioned, when are you going to pay us? When he owed them money, he would kill them. Is what ended up killing him, is what ended up seeing him running in the roof without shoes, without a shirt, with a pair of pants and another bodyguard. A man that had so much power that brought an entire government down. Think about it, the only man in history to bring a government down. But it was that pride that killed him. That pride that he was better than anyone. That pride that eventually you end up feeling that you are like God. I know that. I felt that. And it's very easy when you get power, when you live a lavish lifestyle. When people around you, instead of correcting you and saying that, hey, you're not that, you ain't God. You're just another person, successful or not. But instead, they praise you like you are God. You believe that you're God. And then that pride ends up taking you down. So one of the things that we must deal with as we build the ultimate narco mindset is the character flaw of pride. See, proudful, a person that has enormous pride or enormously proudful is a person that easily falls. Again, we must make the distinction between a positive pride. I'm proud of my children, what they have achieved. But they're not better than anyone else, and I don't relate them or elevate them to the level of God. They're no better than anyone else's children. I'm just proud of the achievement that they have made. So we distinguish between the positive, being proud of achieving something. I was very proud when I earned my Ph.D. I was proud when I got White House clearance. Think about it, a twice convicted drug lord. I was proud the day Wheaton College allowed me to go and teach, knowing who I was. But I was proud mainly in what God had done in my life, not in anything that I did of myself. See, whatever I have achieved in life, I, as a Christian, believe that is because it's always been just the majesty and the goodness of God. And above all, I've done my part. I've surrendered. And once you surrender and you trust and you believe, God will act. So distinguish between the positive pride, as long as that positive pride doesn't lead you to then the negative pride where now you're better than anybody else. If your son becomes a good ball player, then you're proud of him. But the moment you believe that your son is better than anybody else, then that's a negative pride that will destroy you. So as we build the ultimate narco mindset, pride is a huge character flaw that we must deal with and we must eliminate from our life.